All right, we're back on trail. We we're excited to be back.
Yes.
Especially in sunny weather.
Praise Jesus.
We spent one full day in Helena, did a 0, and recouped the really nice Airbnb. We recovered pretty well, and now we're back on the trail. Excited to hike some miles. We're headed to Benchmark Wilderness Ranch as our next resupply. It's about
130 miles away.
Yep, and then we got about 7-8 days of food with us, so should be good.
Well, friends, we're back on trail, and the forecast said it was going to be very sunny, but the clouds are kind of starting to say that maybe otherwise we're starting to feel some drops, so hopefully it passes quickly. For dinner tonight, we are having tortellini. But the star of the show is Mimi's special spice seasoning that she made for us. And Mimi, we are so excited to have the special dinner with your special spice. Good morning. So we had our first night of no rain, no snow, no nothing. And then woke up and it's also a beautiful morning. So happy about that. And we are eating breakfast and then we're gonna get started hiking. It's about 7:30 right now. Okay, so it is about noon and we just stopped for lunch. We just finished up a 10-mile alternate that took us along a Forest Service road, which was cool because we got to see a lot of cows, the first cows of our hike. And we also got to see some ranchers, and we met a really nice couple, Jeff and Sherry.
They seemed really on point with all their knowledge of this area. The guy was talking about a lot of hikes that he had done in the areas that are coming up. So I actually asked him if he could look over the map with us, because we have a paper map of the next 2 wilderness areas we're hiking through, the Scapegoat and the Bob Marshall. And he looked at the map with me and was really excited about the sections that we're about to go through.
Excited.
Yeah, he even pointed out some really awesome places that we're about to hike through. And then he also gave us some really good warnings about bears and areas that bears like to populate. So yeah, he just gave us some good advice on how to be safe out here. And it's really good to talk to some locals.
Yeah, he was also really excited to hear what we're already doing for bears, how we're hanging our food every night, being extremely careful with keeping all our trash contained, talking a lot while we hike, and carrying bear spray. All those things were good. And then another local also warned us that this area is another danger. In addition to the bears, it is old mining shafts. You have to be really careful and mindful that you don't fall in one. And then another thing was we just finished up a super hard climb to get to this lunch spot, so I am ready to eat.
We're gonna eat lunch.
Also for Mimi and Pops is honey from their beehives. Can't get it open, but so excited to have this little taste of home and of Mimi and Pops with us on trail. Okay, people, so we are down here. We're about to climb up that ridge line all the way to that mountain, which is about 8,300 feet. And we heard from some locals that still has a bunch of snow up there. We can see some of the snow, and yeah.
Yeah, jump in and go for a swim.
Today was an amazing day. Weather was so good. We got in some amazing miles, had some gorgeous views, but I am so tired right now. I just came to camp and collapsed. I have my shoes off and my feet are just up in the sky right now. And Gringo is serving me so sweetly by setting up the entire camp by himself, and I'm so grateful because I'm down for the count. Okay, so every night I am the homemaker, and I kind of make up the inside of the tent, so I'll show you what I do. And after I blow up both of our sleep pads, then I connect them with the connector straps. That way our sleep pads don't scoot away from each other in the middle of the night. Makes for cozier nights.
All right, we've gotten some good weather over the last couple days. It's super sunny, so I got my umbrella. I'm gonna put that up in a little bit. I've been actually using it more for sun than rain. This week, yeah, for sure. Last week, obviously, it was all rain. But yeah, we've gained the Continental Divide, so we've been up on the divide, so at high elevation with really good views over the last like day and a half. Yeah, and then we haven't got much water in this section, so that's something that we've been kind of battling, but it's all right. We're handling it pretty well. And yesterday we got to meet our first kind of like through hiker. She is, they call him a Lash, a long A section hiker. She's doing most of Montana this season. Her name's Samurai. And then later that day, there's actually a really nice outfitter on trail that we got to stop by. Picked up some essential gear items and sunscreen and new socks for me.
Okay, so we just finished eating lunch and we're getting ready to start a super big climb. So I thought I'd be sporty and break out my new prescription sunglasses. I haven't worn them yet, but I'm debuting them on this climb. Okay, so we just stopped for dinner and we are 3 miles from being done. In 3 miles, we'll have hiked 20 miles today. And I am so tired and so ready to be at camp. And I know what you're thinking, it's just 3 miles, you can do it. But right now I'm like 3 miles. What's the longest podcast I can find to listen to push through? You finish your mashed potatoes while walking. And I feel absolutely refreshed and rejuvenated and refueled after dinner, and I'm ready to crush those next 3 miles, people. Gringo is a master engineer always. So whenever we stop, no matter how brutal the sun is or how little shade there is, he always makes us a shady spot. That mountain is where we're headed next, and as you can see, it's experiencing some turbulent weather. So after we descend from this saddle, we'll evaluate things before we climb up it. I feel like it looks like Mark or Gringo is about to fall off the edge of the earth when he was walking. He's just trucking on, and watch. Just looks like he's about to get out of here.
All right, so we are bundled up in our tent a little bit early. We were hoping to get another kind of late day of late evening of hiking because we took a midday siesta because it was so hot. But we got some thunderstorms that rolled in.
Also, not just so hot, it was so sunny and there was no like protection. We were just exposed, and so we felt like we were sunburning even through sunscreen and clothing.
It was
rough.
it was really bad. Even for Texans, it was pretty bad. Very dry.
Yeah.
But anyways, we got hit by a thunderstorm up on the divide. So when that happens, you got to get low, take shelter. So we waited it out for a little bit at a lower elevation, but then it looked like a big one. So we went ahead and set up our tent. And we may stay here for tonight, or we may pack up if it clears up.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right, update. We are doing well. These have been some pretty rugged sections. We just got into the Bob Marshall Wilderness area, and
Which we have heard from so many people is thick with grizzlies.
yeah, there's some grizzlies. There's also been a lot of fire damage to the trees, but we've been up on the divide, been really exposed to a lot of the elements. You saw so we had the thunderstorm last night. That was pretty severe. It was a really rough storm, and woke up a few times in the night with lightning and thunder. One of the new challenges that we've been running into is ticks. So we've been seeing a few ticks on us and getting them off and killing them. But yeah, it's going really well. This has been a pretty dry section, so we're hoping to get some water around lunchtime. And yeah, we're looking forward to the trail today.
So Gringo is trying to figure out where the trail goes, because the trail literally leads you right into the lake. And according to most comments, this lake is normally dry. We've just had so much water right now. It's full. And so it looks like normally you just go straight through the lake, but I literally just had a mosquito fly in my mouth. That was gross. So before we got on trail, I had all these romantic notions of swimming and frolicking in a lake on a summer day. Those are expectations, and this is reality. This lake is icy, frigid cold.
It's a nice lake.
It's a gorgeous lake. Gorgeous lake, but for swimming purposes. But what's worse than the cold, you can get over that, the mosquitoes. They bite every inch of exposed flesh, and so it makes it hard to take a bath. There's Fred Rock. Or McAfee's Knob. Smaller version. Okay, so this stretch from Helena to Benchmark has been really hard for me because it's been 7 days with no running water, no shower, no town. I haven't eaten anything that didn't have instant labeled on it, and that's normal for the trail, but I know that it's gonna extend for 7 more days. So it's gonna be 14 days total without any kind of town luxury, and that's just really difficult for me, and it has definitely put me in some grumpy moods and caused my husband to see just me at my absolute worst. But through that, it has been really sweet to see how he has loved me and pursued me even when my attitudes were not worthy of pursual. And I think that is just a really beautiful reminder and picture of Jesus and how he loves us. He loves us when we don't love him back. He loves us when we're grumpy. He loves us when we're angry. And it's been really sweet for me to see Mark love me in the same way.
All right, so Brave and Gringo have made it down to the lowlands. We are at a little ranger cabin. We still got about 9 miles left today. Taking a little break and getting a snack in, and then we're gonna keep moving. moving.
There's no running water or electricity, but it's a covered porch, which right now feels like the Hilton. Like,
It's quite a luxury.
it is. It's so nice.
Yeah. So all the luxuries out here are few and far between.
Yeah.
And we appreciate all of them.
Every single one. I had really slowed down because my feet just hurt so badly, and so Gringo is carrying his pack plus my pack.
They're both empty.
No, they're not. We just got to the ranch that had our boxes, and Gringo's opening his. Okay, so my box, I have chips, I'm excited for that. Cliff bars, some toilet paper, macaroni, these guys. That's the main course. What I'm so excited for is to eat this right now. And I thought we only had this, but turns out we have two, so we each get our own. Normally sharing is caring, but when you're as hungry as I am right now, it is not caring.
This was a really good leg of the trip. We got good weather, incredible views. We were up on the divide for quite a bit of it, just kind of seeing off into east and west side of the divide, and saw some really impressive mountains, climbed over some of them. Yeah, it was just a really great section. We had a really good time.
Now we're hiking back to the trail and our packs are so heavy.
Very heavy.
Yeah. Gringo, you want to hold my pack for me again?
I think I'll pass. Yeah.